First of all, we are going with monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? What is monohybrid cross? Simply we define what is monohybrid cross means the cross between the two allelic forms of a character. Okay, so everything need to be visualized here. Otherwise, we can't understand. But let us give definition. Let me give definition. A cross between the two allelic forms of a character. A cross between the two allelic forms of a character. So that means here the question will raise what is character, that who is called allele, that all the things that will be cleared here only. The monohybrid cross, a cross between the two allelic forms of a character. Okay, so let me show you what is character and what are allelic forms. Okay, so the character. Let me write what is character. Okay, so this is here, we'll write it as character. So for every character, some allelic forms are present. According to Mendel, only two allelic forms can be seen over. Two allelic forms. Okay, so two allelic forms. So we'll take, as I said to you, Pisum sativum is the experimental plant of the Mendel. So in the Pisum sativum, that character is taken height. For a character height, two allelic forms are present. What are the two allelic forms? Tall and dwarf. Tall form and dwarf form. So I think they are visualized for me. There is a character called height. Then for height, so actually people will get confused over height means he is so high, he is so. This is general language people use. We should not say like that. Any height can be height. 2 feet height, 3 feet height, 4 feet height, isn't it? So height is a character. Color is the character. Black and white, red are said to be that the forms of the color, forms of the character. Got my point here? So you need to understand in that manner. So in case of Pisum sativum, there are two types of plants. There is a tall plant and there is a dwarf plant. Okay, there is a tall plant, there is a dwarf plant. So that we call that is height. The character we say it as height. For height character, there are two allelic forms. Okay. So what we are doing now, a cross between the two allelic forms of the character. The cross between the two allelic forms of a character. Okay. So let's start. Let's start here. What is monohybrid cross? In monohybrid cross, we said a cross between the two allelic forms of a character. So let us do. First of all, this is the tall plant and this is the dwarf plant. What we are doing, the male gametes of this plant into the female gametes of this particular plant. That we said it as cross. So when we do such kind of cross, when a tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant, what Mendel obtained? 100% he obtained tall plants. He obtained 100% tall plants. This is what happened in the garden. Okay, so he is doing experiment for the first time. Then when he crossed a tall plant with a dwarf plant, the two allelic forms is taken. What are they? Tall and dwarf. Only one allelic form came for expression. Only one allelic form came for expression. He named it as the tall plant is a dominant plant. Yes, it's so simple like that when two persons are A and B are fighting each other, that any time when we do this fight, that always the A is going to win against the B. Then when A wins continuously, so what do you say? A is the dominant and B is the recessive. In that way, when a tall plant crossed with the dwarf plant, continuously when he crossed over, 100% all the time he got tall plant. Okay, 100% he got tall plant. So that's why he named the tall plant as a dominant plant and the dwarf plant as a recessive plant. And the theory called law of dominance. The first principle of the Mendel we came through now. Law of dominance. What is law of dominance? Whenever the two allelic forms of a character, what is the character here? Height. Whenever the two allelic forms of a character are crossed each other, only one form will come for expression. That only one form will come for expression. The form who is expressed is called dominant. The form who is expressed is called dominant. The form who is not expressed is called recessive. The form who is not expressed is called recessive. Okay, let us give the laboratory representation for this. We declared already we came to understand already that we understand that in case of tall and dwarf, that who is the dominant one? The dominant one is going to be the tall plant, and the recessive one is going to be the dwarf plant. Okay, now let us give the genotypical representation of this. So that in diploid organisms, always we need to represent the genes in the form of two letters. That means two letters we need to take over. So I took capital T, capital T. What is capital T? Capital T. Tall plant. Okay, so that recessive dwarf plant. So while taking that alphabets, how I am taking, I think you came to understand. The first letter of the dominant. What is the dominant plant? Tall plant. The first letter is taken as a gene. Okay, then that only when you write in small letters. You should not write like this, Mali. Dwarf plant. That means small d, small d. If you take that, confusion will come. That protocol of Mendel we need to follow. Okay, so that's I took dwarf plant. Okay, so that is tall plant is crossed with the dwarf plant. Okay, so diploid organism. Okay, then when during the formation of gametes from these two, we have to take only
Sir,
one, but both are same. That's why I'm taking capital T. So from here, that this is small t. Now here we need to give the names. That what are the names? That means I'm talking about here that capital T, small t. This is called parents, isn't it? These two are the parents. This one and this one. These two are the parents. Okay, so when the two parents are crossed, that means these are P parent, or you may call it as P1 generation, parental generation or P1 generation. So what these are? These are called gametes. Okay. So then just making the fertilization of these gametes is going to be the part for us. Gametes need to be fertilized, and when they fertilize, capital T, small t, so which offspring is formed? This is also tall. This particular offspring, we say this is first generation, F1 generation, first filial generation, we can say. Okay, first filial generation, tall plant. That what we said, what we learned in the garden, when I cross all the tall plants with the dwarf plants, that only plants appeared in the garden are 100% the plants appeared are tall. Okay, so then do you find any difference between the parental plant and a plant appeared in the F1 generation? Yes, there is a small difference. What are the difference? The two genes who are representing a character, if they are both are same, you may use a word called homozygous. See, I'm not taking a special class to explain the basics. Along with the topic, I'm explaining the issues to you. Okay, so this is, if the two genes we are representing a character, if they are not same, that we say that as heterozygous. We can call it as heterozygous. Okay, homozygous, heterozygous. So you need to recognize after these any experiment when we are doing who is homozygous, who is heterozygous. You people need to recognize. Okay, both are tall actually, isn't it? Both are tall. We see this as homozygous tall and we call this as heterozygous tall. Okay, so do remember that. Now let's talk about the topic. Let's talk about the topic. I'm removing this, I'm removing this. Then now let's talk what is happened till the time. When a pure tall plant is crossed with a pure dwarf plant, then the question raises again. How can you say this is pure tall plant and this is pure dwarf plant? So that definitely we can say, because there is a property. Pisum sativum, pea plant are always they go for self-pollination. That means their male gametes, their pollen grains into their ovum only. Okay, this is a self-pollinated plant. So there is no cross-pollination in general in case of these plants. So always tall plants do pollination with them, and dwarf plants are going to be the reproduction is in them only. That means we say it is self-pollination. Okay, so we did the pollination. Mendel did this pollination, cross-pollination. That's why we can say artificial cross-pollination. This is also one of the reasons why Mendel selected Pisum sativum. There are so many reasons we'll discuss along with the topic, but this is one of the reasons which I am saying. That means in general self-pollination occurs. That in those plants where self-pollination occurs, when we do the cross-pollination may not be fertile all the time. But in case of this Pisum sativum, generally self-pollination occurs. Generally self-pollination occurs. But when we do, that means when we make cross-pollination, when we bring the male gametes of one plant to the female gamete ovum of the other plant, there also a fertile offspring can be possible. That's why we say this area, that what we did in the parental generation, we did artificial cross-pollination. So what we obtain? We obtain heterozygous tall plants. We obtain heterozygous tall plants are appeared. Okay, heterozygous tall plants are appeared. Okay, so let me clear everything. And now I'm going to say that I'm writing here. I'm writing from the beginning. A pure tall plant or homozygous tall plant. A pure tall plant crossed with the dwarf plant. Okay, so let me clear everything. Now a pure tall plant crossed with a pure dwarf plant. What do you call these plants? Parental plants, P1 generation. Okay. Then we'll take out the gametes here. Take the gametes here. These are gametes, male gamete and female gamete. So we infuse the gametes here. So what is appeared? Heterozygous tall plants. In F1 generation, we say this generation as first filial generation. F1 generation. So what are appeared in the F1 generation? Heterozygous plants. Heterozygous tall plants are appeared. Okay, so theoretical representation you people need to make here, because I'm going very clear. So you need to recognize this. What is this? Pure tall plant. What is this? Pure dwarf plant. When a pure tall plant is crossed with a pure dwarf plant, what are appeared in the F1 generation? That in F1 generation, heterozygous tall plants are appeared. In F1 generation, heterozygous tall plants are appeared. Okay. So what we need to do the next time? That means Mendel, he crossed F1 plants with F1 plant. That self-pollination of the F1 plant with F1 plants he did after this. That means heterozygous tall plant is crossed with heterozygous tall plant. Let me take the gametes for this, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Okay, so then we'll draw the Punnett square board, a special square board which is designed by the Punnett, the scientist. Then we'll place the gametes here. One side the male gametes, this one. These two gametes I placed here, and other side the female gametes. These two gametes I placed here. Then we need to fuse the gametes. Need to fuse the gametes here. That homozygous tall. So I'm highlighting this. Homozygous tall. Heterozygous tall. Heterozygous tall. That homozygous tall. I think you understand what I'm doing here. I'm fusing the gametes. That means these two are the male gametes. These two are the female gametes. So I just made like this. Capital T, capital T. And the capital T, small t, likewise. So whatever that we got, the plants, whatever the plants we got, we say this generation as F2 generation. This generation is termed as F2 generation. What we did to get the F2 generation? We did self-pollination. We did the self-pollination. Okay. The self-pollination of F1 that leads to F2 generation. Okay. Next, in F2 generation, we need to bring out the phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio. What is phenotypic ratio? Physical expression of the plant. Only required thing is whether it is tall or dwarf. Only required thing. So I am just making the box of first box. You have to say what is it, tall or dwarf? Expecting answer from you. What is it, tall or dwarf? So what is this plant? Tall plant or dwarf plant?
So I did not understand your question.
So we got three plants at present that from the box: homozygous tall, heterozygous tall, and homozygous dwarf. Homozygous tall. Let us see here. Homozygous tall. Then this is heterozygous tall. The three types of plants are appeared. Then this is homozygous. Actually, for dwarf, no need to say homozygous or heterozygous. Just for formality, we are writing homozygous dwarf. Okay, because this is available only in this form only. So, what is phenotypic ratio? Let us see what is phenotypic ratio. Just we need to know what is tall, what is dwarf. This is tall, and this is tall. That means how many tall plants are appeared here? Three tall plants are appeared. And how many dwarf plants are appeared? One dwarf plant is appeared. So what is the ratio? 3 is to 1. Phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. Then what we have to do when we are looking forward the genotypic ratio? When we are seeing the genotypic ratio, we need to consider their genotype also. You see here, one homozygous tall is there and one heterozygous tall is there and another heterozygous tall. So how many homozygous tall plants are expected in the box? Okay, we do one thing. We'll bring it out. We'll bring it out. We'll draw this in a detailed manner. Let's draw this in detailed manner. Okay, so we are here. Let me erase these issues, whatever we have in this board. So I'm taking the whiteboard. Oh my God, not going. Okay, so we'll take here only. I'm removing these. Yeah. Okay, so I'll take the box in detail. So what we did here, I'll show you in detail for you. So that what are the plants appeared here? What are the gametes appeared here? The tall gamete, dwarf gamete. This is tall gamete. This is dwarf gamete. So what we did actually, what we did, we made it like this. That means these two gametes are, we just made it like this. The tall gamete and tall gamete fused and form zygote. So that means which plant this is? Tall plant. Okay. Which plant this is? Tall plant. Which plant this is? Tall plant. Capital T, small t. Small t, small t. Okay. So here the visual of this particular F2 generation, we can say this as F2 generation. Okay. We can call this as F2 generation. F2 generation, that how to see this? First of all, we need to see in the form of phenotypic form. Physical expression. Okay, physical expression wise, what is this? Tall. What is this? Tall. What is this? Tall. So how many tall are appeared? Three. Then how many dwarf are appeared? One. Okay, so what is the ratio? Phenotypic ratio? 3 is to 1. Phenotypic ratio? 3 is to 1. Okay. So when you want to see the genotypic ratio, so I'll say the same again by taking this as an opportunity. I'm drawing it again and again because you people need to practice this. Okay, so I'm taking again that F1 gametes on one side, capital T, small t. Likewise, I am taking the gametes and capital T, capital T, and this one, this one, and this one. These two gametes, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small t, small t. Now I have to go for genotypic ratio of F2, genotypic ratio. So now my vision is changed. Now I am trying to see here the two genes which are representing this character same. So that's why what I can say, this is homozygous tall. What I can say, that is homozygous tall. So what is this? This is
Hetero.
heterozygous tall. Yeah, heterozygous tall. That means now I am observing this in the form of genotypic form. So what is this? Heterozygous tall. This is heterozygous tall. Okay, next. What is this?
Homogeneous draft.
Dwarf. So genotypic ratio means we need to see, we need to consider the genetic form of that particular character also. So that means how many homozygous tall plants are appeared here? How many homozygous tall plants? See the first one. How many homozygous tall plants are appeared? One.
3.
How many homozygous tall? We are talking.
Okay, sir.
Homozygous tall. One. How many heterozygous tall plants are appeared?
2.
This is heterozygous tall and this is heterozygous tall. Okay, so how many homozygous dwarf plants are appeared?
1.
That's it. Okay, so what is the genotypic ratio? One
Sir,
is,
once again you tell that, sir.
which one?
1:2. 2:2.
Okay, what is one? This one.
Homogeneous.
Homozygous tall. Okay, what is two? This one and this one. Both are same, you see. Heterozygous tall. Okay, then what is this? Homozygous dwarf. Homozygous dwarf. That
Okay,
means
sir.
1, 2, these two. Okay, and 1. 1 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, so I'll give at a time, I'll show everything in one place here as what we did here. I'll show everything in one place. Okay, so I'm taking the whiteboard. So what we did till the time. So let me show you a pure tall plant crossed with a pure dwarf plant. What do you say it as? Parental generation. Okay, let me take the gametes here. That these two are the gametes. Okay, these two are the gametes. I'm writing here. These two are the gametes. Okay, next. So they get fused. Okay, they get fused. What is this? This is called F1 generation. This is said to be F1 generation. Okay, so I think I lost. Wait. So F1 generation. Okay, this is F1 generation. Then what we did after this, F1 is self-pollinated. F1 crossed with F1. And that means heterozygous tall plant is crossed with heterozygous tall plant. So when we do the cross like this, that gametes will go on like this. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So we are doing cross in between these two. So the gametes will come like this. Capital T, small t. Capital T, small t. Okay. So then we'll take the Punnett square board. Capital T, small t. Capital T, small t. So that we need to fuse that gametes. Capital T, capital T. Capital T, small t. And capital T, small t. Small t, small t. So these are the offsprings appeared. I am writing outside also. These are the offsprings appeared in F2 generation. These are the offsprings which are appeared in F2 generation. How does we get the F2? When we cross the F1 with F1, F2 generation. So we are dividing it as phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic, physical expression of the plant. Phenotypic ratio. That means how many tall plants are appeared. This is tall, this is tall, this is tall. So 3 tall plants are appeared. Okay. How many dwarf plants are appeared? Only
1.
1.
what is the ratio? Phenotypic ratio 3 is to 1.
1.
Next, let's talk about genotypic ratio. So for genotypic ratio, we need to talk about this. Let's take offsprings, whatever formed here. So whatever the offsprings which are formed, this is 1. Okay, so how many of these kind are present there? How many of these kind? Only one.
One.
Homozygous tall. We say that is homozygous tall. How many of these kind? One. Then
One.
how many of these kind of plants are appeared and what is this? This is called heterozygous tall plant. So how many of these kind are there?
Two,
One
sir.
and two. Okay. Next, the third one.
TT.
That's small
One.
multi. But we should pronounce it as homozygous dwarf plant. So what is the genotypic ratio? 1 is to
1 is to 2 is
Two is
to
to one.
okay, 1 is to 2 is to 1. So theoretical the proportion of this particular is theoretically we can say like this that I'm going to start here. I'm writing points. Number 1, point number 1. A pure tall plant is crossed with a pure tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant. So wait, I got some problem. Yeah, I used highlighter. A pure tall plant is crossed with a pure dwarf plant. Then the gametes here appear as capital T and small t. Okay. So then what we obtain in the F1 generation? We obtain all the plants are hybrid, heterozygous tall plants. When the heterozygous tall plants are crossed each other, when the heterozygous tall plants are crossed each other, that means F1 crossed with F1. So we obtain in F2 generation, this one, when in F2 generation, all the plants appeared are tall plants. All the plants appeared are the tall plants which are appeared are 3 in number, and the dwarf plants were appeared are 1. What do you call that as phenotypic ratio as 3 is to 1. And the
1.
genotypic ratio genetically 1 homozygous tall and 2 heterozygous tall and 1 homozygous dwarf. So finally we declare in F2 generation phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1 and genotypic ratio is 1 is to 3 is to 1. So this
1.
is about the monohybrid crop. Okay, this is about monohybrid crop.